Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen Liu, the Director of Thoracic Oncology at Georgetown University. On June 11th, 2025, the US FDA granted approval to taletrectinib, a new ROS1 TKI. I think this is an important advance. The approval was based on the Trust 1 and Trust 2 studies. These looked at taletrectinib in patients with ROS1 fusion positive non-small cell lung cancer, different cohorts in these studies. Trust 1 largely being done in China, Trust 2 outside in a Western population. We saw remarkable activity in patients with TKI pre-treated lung cancer. We saw the response rate was 52% in Trust 1, 62% in Trust 2. These were durable responses with the majority lasting more than 6 months. But in the treatment naive setting, even more impressive outcomes, response rate 90% in Trust 1, 85% in Trust 2, and 72% and 63% respectively of those responses had a duration of response greater than a year. Durability, we're seeing high response rates, and this enters a field where we have other very active ROS1 TKIs. Our first drugs approved were crizotinib and entrectinib, those agents clearly providing benefit to many patients. Repotrectinib, most recently approved here with very high response rates, but the challenge has always been with toxicity. While these are active drugs, and I think in many ways better tolerated than one might expect with chemotherapy, there was notable toxicity with regard to neurotoxicity, specifically proprioception. And this has to do with the fact that many of these ROS1 inhibitors, like entrectinib and repotrectinib, also target NTRK. Now, those drugs are approved for NTRK fusion positive cancers, but when you target NTRK, you do increase toxicity. And on target toxicity, in terms of NTRK mediated toxicities, include weight gain, include a pain withdrawal syndrome, and importantly, an impact on proprioception, which manifests as ataxia, unsteady gait, falls. These are important toxicities that I think do impact the quality of life and our ability to deliver these drugs for long periods of time. Taletrectinib is important because of its TRK-B selectivity. And so by really focusing its activity and minimizing some of those on-target TRK toxicities, we can see less toxicity from a neuro standpoint, better tolerability, which I think translates to being able to continue this drug for longer. And so to me, taletrectinib really emerges as potentially a preferred option where available for most patients. And when we see durable responses, I think it's really important to pay attention to low-grade chronic toxicity. Of course, on the horizon, we also have NVL-520, another ROS1 selective TKI. And so we'll see in larger studies how those data look in terms of efficacy, tolerability, and toxicity. But I do think that from a toxicity standpoint, in my mind, taletrectinib does have a theoretic advantage over many of the other previously available ROS1 inhibitors. Good to see more agents for this relatively rare subset, but important advance for ROS1 fusion positive lung cancers.